This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
And boom! Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
Only the beginning, only just the start. Oh, another montage. This time, and by the way, closed circuit to 10 to be, stay in Hawaii as long as you want. Wow. Whoa. Well done.
Thank you.
Brett Lakemore, that was really, really good. I'm just excited and delighted that you put it together. And I can't, wow, what a dead list. Senior staff writer, Maury Amsterdam, went above and beyond the Call of Duty. I mean, now, he does a couple of repeats because they're just too good with it, because Tenneby, cutting his toe, or mowing the lawn. So White Sox, Red Sox. But how he can continue to keep coming up with new dead lists season after season, year after year, montage after montage, I really got to hand it to him. That was a job well done. And, boy, I tell you what, it's the start of the Twins. 61, 71, 81, 91, 01, 21, 50. No, what? How many years they've been 60 what now?
Ooh.
They started in 61.
61,
60, 64 years, the 64 season of the Minnesota Twins. There's so much to get to today. We've got the Twins beginning the National League season. Sweet 16 starts in earnest today. Minnesota Golden Gopher women's basketball team continues to play in the W-Bit. The Wibbit should be called the O-Bit, but they're in the Wibbit. The PGA players will by the way, we're going to take a peek at the pros a little bit later. They're in Houston. And of course, the Aaron Rodgers steam is building again. The Wolves play tomorrow night. The Wild are in action with so many different topics to get to. I don't know where to start. What should we do?
Let's spin the wheel of topics.
Hey, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about that Aaron Rodgers some more.
Still can't believe what happened yesterday.
Commons Golf Game.
What just so happened I did play today.
Wow.
Yeah. What'd you shoot today?
81.
Where'd we play?
At Loggers Trail.
Where'd you hit it on? One?
Right up the gut.
How far from the green were you?
I had a long way. I was actually in the left rough. Sorry, I lied.
Second shot?
I was so far left, I had to hit a rescue club to get to the green. Go ahead.
That?
All right.
Second shot?
Pushed it right. I hit a low, ugly hybrid.
Ugh.
Then what?
I ended up pin high, and that little grass swale to the right of the green. Then I hit my wedge too hard, and it went over the green on the other side, but it stayed on the fringe.
Then what?
I two-putted for bogey.
Well, there's that.
He had a brilliant wedge on number 2. I was right of the green on my third shot, and I hit just a perfect wedge, just a soft 54 degree that hopped up and rolled up to about 2 feet. Birdied 3.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Incredible.
hit a 6-iron into 9 feet, buried it. At that point, I considered myself, last week I made the declaration that I was not only better than, I said I was a better putter than 50% of the tour players, and I got nominated for PST by many people, including Lavelle Neal III. And I texted Lavelle back and I said, "You're right, that was preposterous. I'm better than 60% of the tour players. I'm going to readjust that. I'm probably better than about 25% of the PGA Tour. I didn't putt as well as I would have liked to today. I went 40-41, but I bogeyed 5 of the last 6 holes. So I got really
What'd you hit
sloppy.
for your second shot at 18?
Hit a 7-iron. But I was short of the green, and then I hit a pretty nice pitch, got a little too aggressive, and then missed the par putt. But I cut the ribbon at Loggers Trail. As a matter of fact, if you go to their website or go to, I'm sure they do a what's it called? Twitter thing. You'll see me swinging the club, and there's it's all good. So I cut the ribbon at Loggers Trail today. They actually
might as well be a pitch.
Well, yeah, it could have been. I did hit a couple of 5. I hit 1 5-iron today, and I was too much club.
Really?
Yeah, I should have hit a 6-iron, but and I'm hitting the ball. It's just just since the last time I played, I hit the ball so much better today because I just feel like today was the real start of the season. Even though I've played at several other golf courses so far, I played at Shadowbrook, at Refuge, at Oak Marsh. Today just felt like it was warm. There was no wind. It was just felt like it was the official start of the season, like almost like it was preseason earlier at all the other aforementioned courses, just kind of getting my feet wet. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. And you'll be getting that text one of these days soon.
Oh, can't wait.
That will say 353 Prestwick, are you in? And then you'll respond, I'm in.
Yes!
Do you think your best golf's ahead of you or behind you?
Oh, it's in front of me. Oh, it's ahead of me. I don't think there's any question about that. I think yours is as well.
Well, that's not saying much.
I've played enough with you, though, and I know you look to me as sort of a mentor, sort of a, we share the same swing coach as Frankie Sappin.
True. Yeah.
You, me, Frankie Sappin, all have master professional. But I've watched you play enough. I got a couple of tips for you.
Oh, really?
Well, I can immediately cut 5 shots off the next round you play.
That'd be great. How can I do that?
Skip the first par 3 you come to. And then after that, I'd take 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And quit. That's what I'd do if I were you. So,
if you could play golf like me, you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's another good one, isn't it? If I played golf like you, yeah, I wouldn't.
Genius.
I felt bad. You're being overworked, and I'm assuming underpaid. I mean, you're going to work. You work 3 hours on the Crackpot Conservative Station. You're working 3 hours. Then you had some time. Then you have to put together a montage. Mm-hmm. Then 3 hours. Are you doing big ticket again today too?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Why wouldn't Abbott step up and give you a break? I guess he doesn't care. He was in here. What day was that? Tuesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
You look tired. I felt bad having you do the montage because I know you needed that 3 hours. You could have hit a bucket of balls and come back. You could have taken a nap. Yet here I am.
Put it to use.
Need a montage. You did a great job. It's really good. I'm delighted with your.
I do enjoy making there is something, especially the sad eyes ones.
Yeah.
Because there's something cathartic about just getting it out and just having fun with it.
If you want to get ahead of it, you could put a Wild and Wolves one together right now so that we have them ready for, when they're. Brilliant. You know what? Both of these teams are going to turn things around. The Wild or the Wolves don't need to be afraid of anybody in the league.
Kaprizov skating again.
Kaprizov is skating again. And you know what? Just give the Wolves time to gel. They got some new pieces on the club. That's what everybody kept telling me. Just wait for them to gel, Common. And I said, well, how long will it take them to gel? 20 games. Then I said, well, how many now? They said 30, 40, 50. We're getting past the gelling stage, folks. I think we need to start gelling. We need to gel now. We'll break. We'll come back. You're getting compliments here on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line at 64686. We'll come back. I do have, yes, controversial Vikings news. That's on the other side of the break. It's the Common Man program along with Brett Blakemore right here on the Fan.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
At Amica Insurance, we know it's more than just a car. It's the two-door coupe that was there for your first drive. The hatchback that took you cross-country and back. And the minivan that tackles the weekly carpool. For the cars you couldn't live without, trust Amica Auto Insurance. Amica. Empathy is our best policy.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Wolves fans, you know we just don't talk ball, we live it. And now we're throwing you a full court lob with $15 tickets to select March games. Don't just hear us break it down. Be there, feel the energy, lose your voice, and howl with us. Use the code KFAN at Timberwolves, KFAN exclamation point at Timberwolves.com/March to get your $15 tickets. Use code KFAN exclamation point at Timberwolves.com/March.
That sounds like a heck of a concert. I might want to show up with some friends.
I really don't have any controversial Vikings news. I know you thought I did.
Oh, my gosh.
You thought I was going to have something that we could really sink our teeth into, open up the phone lines, the
kill a segment,
the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line, the talk back, the booth at KFAN.com, but I don't have any. I still, though, have to fill a segment for Affordable Electric. We're going to call it Bragging About Brett. Bragging About Brett, brought to you by Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric, they're looking for a journeyman electrician. It's a great opportunity. If you are a journeyman electrician, Affordable Electric wants you. The position's full-time, competitive wages. They provide health insurance, a simple plan with a 3% match from Affordable, a work truck, bonuses, and the ability to earn commissions. If you're interested and you're a journeyman electrician, reach out today. Go to their website, affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. And remember, Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Boy, here's a couple of text messages directed toward you. Abbott, please give Brett Blakemore a raise. He definitely deserves it. Hashtag raise for Brett. We'd be better off starting one of those GoFundMe things, I think. There's a better chance of you getting money from GoFundMe than getting money from Abbott, don't you think? Abbott, please give Brett a raise. He definitely deserves it. Oh, I just read that one. Sorry.
No! Wait, hang on.
Where is the work-life balance for Brett Blakemore? He also wakes up early on Saturday morning to produce Fan Outdoors. Wow.
This is true.
Overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated, I think. I appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you.
Because here's what I'll tell you. And I'm not making any promises, but this is what I did when I first got here to the Fan. I started out as a weekend talk show host with the capable Carl Allen. We'll give you guys a month and see how it works. Then suddenly the sidekick chair and update guy, the chair you're sitting in, it wasn't, we actually had two people in there. They had a producer and then a sidekick. That was in the day we had tactical and we had a lot of money, right? Now it's just one person in there. But that job came open, and they actually offered it to the capable Carl Allen. Chad and Bruno did. They didn't think much of me. Capes didn't want to do it, so I said I would do it. I was doing 2 in the afternoon. They'd give me an hour to prepare sports updates, because we used to do sports updates at the top and bottom of every hour. So they'd give me 2 to 3 to put some sports updates together, listen to sound bites, get them ready. Then I would run the board from 3 until 9. I would also do whoever was on in the evening. There were several other people. Then on the Bob Yates show, they had me doing sports updates in the morning from 5 until 9. So I worked 5 until 9 in the morning, left, came back, and went 2 to 9 at night. So it was a similar schedule, what you're working. It paid off for me. Now, I can't guarantee it'll pay off for you, but just keep putting your nose to the grindstone. Keep your chin up and your head down.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens when you put your chin up and your head down? It means you're just nodding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Here's one that says, Blakemore gets paid? That's a good point.
It's shocking.
Brett Blakemore is just seamless with the button bar. Give me Brett Blakemore over Max, Teneby, Nordo, and Guardsy every day of the week. Hashtag bragging about Brett.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, check the area code. Make sure that's not a family member code in there.
I think it actually is. Welcome into the spotlight, young man. Ooh. Well done on the montage, Brett Blakemore. Common, is Brett's schedule today equivalent to a catcher playing both games of a doubleheader? Game 1, he's got the knuckleballer, followed by a professional and polished, precise pitcher. That's exactly right. I'm the knuckleballer throwing junk. And then
no
Barrero
idea where it's gone.
Yeah, very good. Here's one. Great job, Blake. And then, this is my favorite, so much better than Abbott. So there you go. So you've got a lot of praise today in bragging about Brett.
I'll take it.
Brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. They have a great opportunity if you're a journeyman electrician. If you'd like to apply, visit their website at affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. That's Affordable Electric. They are shockingly affordable. Twins have released their lineup for today. Now, did you know that last year? This is part of the story. And I knew they like to jumble up the batting order in Twins territory, but I didn't realize this. This is the date line. This is Phil Miller. He's in St. Louis for the Twins opener today. I think 3:15 is the first pitch at Busch Stadium. The very first line in the story says the Twins used 154 different lineups last season, and there's a new one today for Twins manager Rocco Baldelli. And here's what it is. Leading off and playing right field, Matt Wallner. Carlos Correa will bat second and play shortstop. Byron Buxton is your center fielder until probably 3rd or 4th inning. No, I'm just kidding. I think he's going to have an excellent season. He's going to stay healthy for the entire 162 games. Wallner, Correa, Buxton. Trevor Larnach will bat 4th, and he's the DH today. In the 5th spot is catcher Ryan Jeffers. Batting 6th and making his Minnesota Twins debut in a regular season, Ty France.
Oh, boy.
Willie Castro will play 2nd and bat 7th. Jose Miranda is your 3rd baseman, batting 8th. And then also, I believe, making his Minnesota Twins debut, batting 9th and playing left field would be Harrison Bader. So that's your starting lineup. Cardinals will start with Lou Brock leading off in left field, followed by center fielder Kurt Flood batting 2nd. Roger Maris in right will bat 3rd. Orlando Cepeda, your first baseman, will bat 4th.
Stan the Man get the start tonight?
No, Del Shannon. Del Shannon was a musician.
Okay.
He did a run away. He committed suicide, by the way. I can't remember the 3rd baseman for the Cardinals back in 1968. His last name was Shannon, but I can't remember his Shannon is gone, I've heard. She's drifting out to sea. Mike Shannon, maybe. Can you look that up?
Mike Shannon?
Look up Mike Shannon and see if he was a Cardinals third baseman. He'll be batting fifth. Sixth will be...
Yeah. Mike Shannon. He was a third baseman and right fielder for the Cardinals from 62 to 70.
Yeah. I can't remember the rest of the Cards.
The late Mike Shannon.
Dal Maxville was your shortstop. I don't remember who played second. Was it Julian Javier? Anyway, however, you cut it. That will be the Cardinals line today. You know, I have some odds that may be of interest to you as we get ready to this. Do you do any sports betting at all? Do you dabble in it?
Well, it's not legal, so.
Have you dabbled in it? You're not going to get arrested. Okay, because I got some odds that may be of interest to you regarding Major League Baseball. So we'll take a look at those. We'll do a little Sweet 16 talk, controversial Vikings news, and so much more coming your way on the Common Man program here on The Fan.
Every day, our world gets a little more connected, but a little further apart. But then, there are moments that remind us to be more human.
Thank you for calling Amica Insurance.
Hey, I was just in an accident.
Don't worry, we'll get you taken care of.
At Amica, we understand that looking out for each other isn't new or groundbreaking. It's human. Amica, empathy is our best policy.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Check out our contest page to see how you could enter to win a pair of tickets to see early 2000s icons. Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
When they take over the Armory August 19th, don't miss out on your chance to see hits like I'm Just a Kid, Perfect, and Welcome to My Life, and are now KFAN.com keyword contest.
That sounds like a heck of a concert. I might want to show up with some friends.
Speaking of concerts, American Idol was, I asked you about it on the Talkback Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first of those talent shows. I mean, I think I think they had years and years ago, they had talent shows on television, but it went away and then reality TV came back. And I think, what was the name of it again? American Idol. That was the very first one, right?
If it wasn't the first one, it was the first one to get popular.
Okay, and now they have America's Got Talent, The Voice, and many
Masked
others.
Singer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Simon Cowell, was that his name? Mm-hmm. He was the guy that really was the face of that American Idol, I believe, too, if he was the American Idol guy. And now Blake Shelton does it, and they have a lot of people they've rotated in, right?
Yep.
I'm now joining that group. And not on television, but I will be one of the judges for Grand Casino Hinckley for their Battle of the Bands. Whoa. Battle of the Bands. They've asked me because they know that my music knowledge and my taste in music is expansive. And I've got a great Battle of the Bands mind. I understand what makes a good band, what makes good music, how to judge talent for when it comes to guitarists and drummers and keyboard players and singers. So I've been invited. It will be in the Brewfest Event Center at 9 o'clock. Battle of the Bands in the Event Center. That's a week from this Saturday. So a week from Saturday.
Wow.
7 bands battling for a grand prize of $10,000. $10,000. How about this, too? I'm not the only fan personality there. Chris Hockey.
No.
A performance by Chris Hockey after the competition. I don't think Chris is eligible. They'd win, right? I mean, if Hockey's band is in the battle of the bands, doesn't matter which one. Chris Hockey Band, Rocket Club, Flaming Armadillos, it doesn't matter which band, they would win. Pub Crawl Friday around Grand Casino Hinckley. That's Friday. Silent DJ party, 7 to 11. And then in the Brewfest Event Center, 7 bands. Starts at 9 o'clock. Battle of the bands.
That sounds like a heck of a concert. I might want to show up with some friends.
Tickets available for 1 or 2 days. Love to see you there.
Wow, what a great American Idol audition mind.
I don't even remember that, but thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to have that.
There
So
you
that'll
go.
be fun. I'm looking forward to that. One other thing before I take a look at these odds. I received an email regarding at Common at KFAN.com. Remember when I was talking about how Leonard Floyd, he's with Atlanta now, and he said he welcomed as many pass rushers as the Falcons could draft. The more the merrier. He said, guys, the more pass rushers you have, the better. And I compared that to my idea of can't have too many running backs, right? You know, get a big stable of running backs and really good running backs. So then I get this email that says, couple things. Pass rushing is not the same as having 4 or 5 running backs. You can't have 4 running backs run the ball at the same time, but you can have 4 pass rushers rush the QB at the same time and effectively. So a little different even if you're trying to get us going. And I had to email him back and say, you're obviously not listening, because that's nothing what he said in there is what we were talking about. Here's what Floyd said. He wasn't talking about having all these pass rushers on the field at the same time. Here's what he said. I mean, I'll be happy, you know. To me, pass rush is like having a basketball team. You want to have a rotation. You want to have players that can come and do their thing, and other players that can come in and do their thing. So the more, the merrier, for sure. He's talking about a rotation of pass rushers, because you don't have, generally speaking, you have edge rushers, and you'd like to have the guys in the middle rush, but it doesn't always work that way. They're talking about having a rotation, keeping guys fresh, bringing in other words, if you play every down, it's going to take a lot out of you. And late in the game, when you probably really need to apply a pass rush, especially if you are ahead and the other team's throwing the ball a lot, you want to be able to rush the passer. I also never said play 4 or 5 running backs at the same time. I never said that. I said having 4 or 5 high-end quarterbacks or running backs, quality running backs, such as Saquon Barkley. By the way, who was the offensive play? During the offseason, I recommended the Vikings sign Saquon Barkley. Charge said he was done, right?
Yeah. He made the PSD because of it.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Who was the offensive player of the year last year?
Who was it? Saquon Barkley.
And who does he play for?
The Eagles.
And who won the big game?
The Eagles.
Common vindicated and validated. So I was talking about if you have like a Derrick Henry and a Joe Mixon and a Saquon Barkley and like an Aaron Jones, you're not running all 4 in the backfield at the same time. I never said that. What I was saying is you give the ball to Henry on a run. Then all of a sudden, boom, Saquon comes in for the next run. He takes a rush. Then you maybe throw a pass. Then the next time it's Joe Mixon. Then it's back to Derrick Henry. Maybe Derrick Henry twice in a row if he's effective. And you're throwing all these different styles of running backs, throwing them in over and the best ones in the business. It's a great idea, and I don't care if you don't like it. It's just because it's never been done, people want to dismiss it. Because the other thing is people don't like the running game. They just want passing. You know why? Because that's what sells fantasy football. So you live in your own world. I'm just telling you. And so, and if you don't like the idea, that's fine. But don't say I said something that I didn't say. Or that the Floyd character, he never said it either. He didn't say... Leonard Floyd didn't say he was talking about rotating guys in. Just like I was talking about rotating running backs in. I have some Major League Baseball odds for you that may be of interest to you.
Okay.
Who do you think is the favorite to win the World Series? Who do you think the bookmakers think will win the World Series?
I think you have to go Dodgers.
That is correct. And here's what's interesting. On Halloween of last year, the 2025 World Series odds, they were 13-4 for plus 325. They are now 9-4 at 225. Braves are next.
Let's go.
Followed by the Yankees, Mets, Phillies, Orioles, Red Sox, Astros, Rangers, Padres, Mariners, Diamondbacks, Cubs, Tigers, then Twins. Though I will say, Tigers are 33-1, Twins are 33-1, the Guardians are 40-1, and the Royals are 40-1. All four of the AL Central teams. The White Sox are near the bottom at 500-1 with the Marlins. But the four teams that were very competitive last year. Remember, 3 AL Central teams went to the playoffs last year. The Minnesota was Cleveland Indians, Guardians, Minnesota Detroit Tigers, Minnesota Kansas City Royals.
I always love
but they're all at 33-1. Tigers and Twins at 33-1. The Guardians and the Royals at 40-1. Division odds. The odds makers do have the Twins as the favorite as of the 26th of this month, which would have been yesterday, right? Or is today the 26th?
No, that was yesterday. Today's 27th.
Twins are plus 210. Tigers are plus 240. Royals plus 275. And the Guardians are at 325. And what's interesting, back on Halloween of last year, the Guardians were the favorite to win the Central. Now they've dropped to the 4th spot as far as what the odds makers in Las Vegas have put together. So the Twins are in a spot where they're in a very competitive division, as we know. I don't know how good the division is. I mean, if you've noticed, those 4 teams were all after all the teams in the East. So how good the Central is, I don't know, but it should be competitive, and we'll see. The Twins start today at 3:15. Sweet 16 odds, and there are so many of them, I don't even think they're worth going over, though I did find, will all 4 number 1 seeds advance to the Elite 8? In other words, will they get out of this Sweet 16 round? Yes is plus 150. No is minus 200. How many seeded upsets will there be in the Sweet 16? The over-under is 2.5. Okay? How many underdogs will cover the spread in the Sweet 16? The over-under is 4. Highest point total by a Sweet 16 team, 88.5 is the over-under. Largest margin of victory in the Sweet 16. The over and under is 17.5. Most points scored by one player in the Sweet 16. Over under 28.5. Would you take the over or under on 28.5?
28.5? Why not? Let's get some high scoring games. I'll go over.
How about the largest margin of victory in the Sweet 16? 17.5. Do you think there'll be a 7? You take over or under on that one?
I would take under on that.
Highest point total by a Sweet 16 team, 88.5. That seems like an awful lot of points. Now, I don't have the individual matchups in front of me. I can't tell you if 2 teams are woefully inadequate defensively and really good offensive and they're squaring off against each other. If they are, then probably will be more than 88.5. Biggest blowout in the Sweet 16. Arizona versus Duke. 3-1. Michigan versus Auburn is also 3-1. Purdue versus Houston, 4-1. So, Purdue not getting any respect and maybe not deserving of any. Maryland, 5-1 against Florida. Then BYU and Alabama, 6-1. Ole Miss versus Michigan State is 6-1. Arkansas versus Texas Tech is 7-1, as is Kentucky versus Tennessee. I'm not a betting guy, but I do find the odds interesting. And it sounds like, by the looks of this, We're expecting some pretty competitive games, though. The potential blowouts, I would probably agree. I mean, I didn't watch every game start to finish, but I watched, for instance, I didn't see any of the Friday games last week in the evening because we were doing Flop, Sweat, and Tears. There were over-under on ticket sales, too. Well, Common Meats Us sell over 50 tickets. I took the over and we made it. Not by a lot, but we did. But from what I've seen, it does look like the number one seeds are Florida, particularly Florida and Duke seem to be. I think they're the odds-on favorites to get to the Final Four, and I wouldn't put it past Auburn either. And who's our other number one?
The other number one, let's see, Auburn, Houston.
Houston is very good. And Houston's good defensively, and I like defensive teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw all four number one seeds in the Final Four. It is possible. This text message, getting back to... says the problem with your rotating running backs approach is the top echelon of running backs need to have the ball in their hands at least 15 to 20 times per game to hit their maximum effectiveness. The only way your plan would work would be featuring a different runner each game, not switching off during the game. That's preposterous.
Boy.
A running back doesn't need to have the ball 15, 20 times a game to hit their maximum effectiveness. Matter of fact, the fresher they are, if you have a guy that's pounding the rock and he gets early in the fourth quarter, he's run it 18 or 20 times, he's slowing down, trust me. But when the guy's only carrying the ball for the fifth time in the game or the sixth time in the game, he's going to be much more effective. So again, I would debate your logic on that, and I'm going to go with I like the running back thing, but that is neither here nor there. Your Wild Club, do they play?
So they play tonight, I believe.
Who do they have?
They've got Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals.
He's 6 goals away from passing or tying the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
I want to say passing off the top of my head. But yeah, it's a 6:30 puck drop.
How many more games in the regular season?
I believe 10.
10.
And objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear.
It would seem it would be, so roughly 10 games for Ovechkin then too, right? It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, how many?
I think he plays next year, though.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure he does to set the record. I guess my question was, is there a chance he could get 6 goals in the next 10, 11 games, whatever they have left? Seems unlikely to me, right, to score that many goals in that stretch, but I suppose it could happen. Let me ask you this. So let's say it doesn't happen this year and he comes back next year. What, and let's say game 8 or 10 of the regular season next year, he ties the mark. And then the next time he plays, what do you think the ticket price would be? Are people into those things where they want to be, I was there, I've got my ticket stub, I saw Alex Ovechkin break Wayne Gretzky's record?
Well, first off, do you miss the ticket stubs? Because now it's just I've got a screenshot on my phone of the ticket.
I guess you're right. They don't have it anymore. Do
yeah. No, I think the prices would be hundreds.
Hundreds?
Hundreds of dollars, probably. Yeah, I mean, it'd be ridiculous
I think even
to see
more
that game.
I think even more than that. Especially he plays for Ottawa? No, he plays for Washington. Ottawa's in Washington, right? Right, just I think it's like 100 miles north of Seattle. If it's in Washington, I think it would be thousands of dollars people would pay.
Yeah,
for a ticket to be inside that building. Would it mean anything to you? You're a hockey guy, right? Or it wouldn't? I mean,
if it was close where it was feasible where he could do it, I mean, could he score 6 goals tonight against the Wild? Probably not. But if it was feasible, I'd spend some coin to see the game tonight.
Let's say for argument's sake, he was tied with the great one right now going into tonight's game. Would you do whatever it takes to get to that game? I mean, I know you're not going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars, but would you I'm willing to pony up a few $100, or would you just go, I'd rather watch it on TV?
I'd pony up a few hundred, I think. I would go through every one of my connections to try to get me in first. But yeah, I'd drop a couple hundred to see that, to see the moments where, and that's I don't think it'll ever happen again, Well, I shouldn't say that, but it is a historical hockey moment. So I do think there's something to being there.
Someone asked, and I don't believe, I think I know the answer. This one says, doesn't playoff goals count for goals for Ovechkin? Do they?
I don't remember. I remember having this conversation.
Ask Grok AI. They'll know. AI knows everything. Say, do playoff goals count in all-time goal scoring records or whatever? Something to that effect.
First thing I see is that they do not count.
Yeah, because I would not think they would.
Result.
Yeah, I mean, because you're looking at regular season, because the advantage would be arguably, if you're one of the leading goal scorers, your team's probably making the playoffs often, but you could have a great player on a terrible team in a terrible city with terrible fans, a terrible stadium, everything's terrible about him, and he doesn't get that opportunity for postseason play. Like, for instance, who was the guy? Was it Saquon? He had a chance to set the National Football League record in the final game. Did any of his playoff yards count? If they did, they shouldn't have. He didn't get many yards. There was some discussion on that, wasn't there?
I mean, there was.
Those wouldn't have. I mean, you could have two records, I guess, just, counting from the start of the season through postseason. But to me, it's regular season records are the ones.
Yeah.
I guess you could have two. Most yards in a season, including the playoffs. Most yards in a season, regular season only. And if you'll remember, didn't Saquon have a real shot to break the record, and the Eagles benched him, right? They didn't let him play in the last game. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah. I think they shut him down. By the way, we got an interesting text to the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line.
Okay.
It says, this is from 651 guy.
Okay.
He says, it's Washington, D.C. Capitals, not Seattle. Come on, Common.
There are two teams in the state of Washington. Washington Senators and the Seattle Kraken. Those are two teams. Let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back. I'm assuming you've put a 5-3-4 together for us.
I have.
Let's take a look at that. Got a more controversial Vikings news to get to before the program's over as well. Got a tease for us, please?
Kaprizov is skating again.
Some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com. ODOO.com.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.